Hey everyone, welcome to Courtside Conversations. My name's Emile, founder and owner of Little Boomers Basketball, and it's a pleasure to be your host today. Wherever you're watching today's episode, I hope you're having a booming day, and yes, the pun is intended. My journey to entrepreneurship started on May 1st, 2018 when I launched my first basketball program with 9 kids enrolled. Today, thousands of kids across Australia are thriving in our programs, all thanks to the commitment and passion of our incredible franchisees. This podcast is here to give you real, straightforward, no BS insights into business, entrepreneurship, and what it's like to own a franchise. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Hey everyone, Emile from Little Boomers. Hope we're having a spectacular day. I've got someone very special that I want to introduce to you. I'm not going to say her name. I'll let her introduce herself to you. What was your name?
Hey everyone, I'm Luna.
Luna, and tell us the exciting news on the camera, Luna. What's happening that's made us want to do a video now?
So I'm the new franchise owner of the Parramatta region.
Hey, I think it's franchisee number 6 to join the Boomers team. Yeah, man, it's clapping in the background. It's official, Luna is our new franchisee or our new franchise partner of Parramatta. I'm super excited, and you know what? I want to talk about her story because her story is very unique. Now, how long ago did I meet you, Luna?
About 9 months ago.
9 months ago. Now, was it about franchising?
No, I applied for a coaching position.
Yeah, so Luna, 9 months ago, I believe on a nice, fine, sunny Friday, I think it was maybe a bit cloudy, but applied for a coaching position with Little Boomers. Now, nothing to do with franchising. Did you even know we franchised? She had no idea we franchised. It was 9 months ago, and she was interested in coaching. Now, 9 months ago, what was happening in your life?
So I had just finished the HSC.
But pause for a second. Yeah. So did you just hear that? How old are you, Luna?
Now I'm 18.
Luna is 18 and is a franchisee. I think she might officially be our youngest franchisee. Can we check the records, Mary? I think she's our youngest franchisee. That's amazing. Okay, so you're finishing the HSC?
Yeah. I finished HSC, I wanted a job, and then I found Little Boomers Basketball. I actually had no idea that there was even a coaching position for basketball. I applied, I went in for my trial, I loved it, and then I was on board, so yeah. Now
let's talk about it for a second. So you finished HSC.
Yep.
You were doing your HSC, and what did you want to do when you finished HSC? What did you want to study in uni?
I'm studying right now I'm studying a Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, so essentially just a high school PE teacher.
Okay,
yeah.
So you finished HSC, right? You had a ton load of study, you finished that,
yep.
You've now got some time, and you thought, look, and you've got a bit of a basketball background, don't you?
Yeah, so I've grown up playing basketball since I was 3. My parents threw me in basketball with my brother, and we're still playing basketball to this day, so yeah.
Awesome. So Luna done the HSC, she had a lot of basketball experience. How did you hear about Little Boomers, how we were hiring for a coach?
On Indeed.
And Indeed! Indeed! Anybody interested in coaching, Indeed's the way to go.
I plugged it.
Isn't that funny? So Luna became a coach. Now, Luna, I remember the first trial. It was on a Sunday. We had you on a Sunday.
Yep.
Whenever we bring on a new coach, we always bring him in for a trial. Yep. Now, it was on a Sunday. What was not my first impression, you came down there, you met myself, you met Mary for the first time, you saw our program, our structure.
Yep.
What was your initial impression on that Sunday when you saw it for the first time?
I've grown up playing basketball. I've been through different training programs, different development programs, and I think Boomers, honestly, was the only structured program that started with a warm-up, they went into dribbling, then shooting, and then game time, then stretching. So I felt like actually watching the kids go through that 1 hour, you'd see them progress in the hour. So it was actually a really fun trial. So I really wanted the job.
Yeah.
It was really good. No, it was a really fun trial, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I want to ask you, when you came in there and you met us, right? Because this was obviously your first job, because you were HSC, you were studying. So I can see how you'll be a little bit nervous. You're meeting people for the first time. You've never done any proper employment.
Yeah.
What was the environment like when you came down on that Sunday and you saw us, you saw Mary, you saw Gerard, what was the environment like?
I saw Mary first, and straight away, very welcoming.
Mary, can you just wave? Can you come to the camera? Just give a bit of a wave. This is Mary, by the way. Mary, say hello. Okay, thanks, Mary. Continue.
So welcoming. I just felt it was more like a family. It didn't feel like a workplace. Everyone was so welcoming, so nice. And they just helped you. They wanted you to do well, wanted you to exceed. So yeah, it was a really good environment.
Awesome. Now, We employed you. By the way, Luna was a fantastic, she did it all. She killed her trial. She was engaging with the kids. She came in with a lot of energy. And we all know when you're working with kids, that stuff is infectious, right? When you have a positive, energetic coach, the kids feed off that. So we employed you. We were excited, Luna, to have you as a coach. I'll be honest, at this stage, I had no idea that Luna was going to franchise. In fact, the possibility wasn't even in my mind, because she's 18, she's HSC. You wouldn't think, oh, that's too young. You know, that's what you're thinking in your head. So, okay, so talk me through it. Now, it's been a couple of months. You're coaching, you're developing your skills. You're coaching different programs, the minis, the littles, the mighties. What's happening in that 6 months? Because that's your first actual employment. You're learning these. Talk me through your learning experience that first 6 months.
So I was put with Gerard in the beginning. Awesome coach, taught me everything that you really need to know, and I'm still learning. I've been at Boomers at 9 months, and you still learn every single class. It's different.
As a coach, what were some of the skills that you were learning in that 6 months? That initial 6 months, post HSC. 6 months after that, what skills did you learn as a Little Boomers coach? Not as a business owner, as a Little Boomers coach.
So I learned how to deal with different classes, different kids, different energy levels. You learn how to take leadership roles. Sometimes you're the head coach, sometimes you're just helping out another coach. It's also a good way to learn how to socialise with other people, socialise with younger kids, older kids. And because I'm studying a Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, which is pretty much the same thing, you're teaching kids how to play sport, developing their skills. It's good skills. I felt like they really lined up together. It helped a lot in uni as well,
Hey, just quickly, if you're enjoying today's episode, it will mean the world to me if you can leave a positive review or share it with a friend that may benefit from this. I've also put some bonus resources in the description, including a real franchise case study that you can download under our Franchise Success Blueprint. Hope you find it useful. Enjoy the rest of the episode and rock on. Adios. Now, I want to ask you, so it's important for me as a franchisee that we're creating an atmosphere where it doesn't feel like work. You mentioned that earlier on, right? Talk me through, because, there's a lot of, environments where it's toxic, it's not really healthy. Talk about the environment that you felt like you were in at Little Boomers in that initial 6 months coaching.
To be honest, within the first month, I've honestly made lifelong friends at Boomers. Boomers is like a family. Emile, Mary, Gerard, very welcoming. All the other coaches, we go out weekly.
Basketball.
Basketball. It's actually it's a good environment. Everyone's there to help you. Everyone there wants you to succeed. So it just feels like a very healthy, safe workplace where everyone wants you to do well. Lovely,
Luna. I'm glad to hear. Now, okay, so you're coaching, things are going along well. You're coaching, you're getting more hours, you're doing the preschools. Now I'll talk about what came in my head. So, I'm having a little bit of thinking. Sometimes you get pondering thoughts happen. In the middle of the day, I'm thinking, just a random thought. I said, you know what, Luna will make a great franchisee. I spoke to Mary. This was the first time franchising and your name came together. I said, you know what, she'll make a great franchisee. I said, Mary, what do you think about Luna becoming a franchisee? I think that'd be perfect. She's shown it. She's proven to be one of the best coaches in such a short period of time. Why not? So then I went to one of Phil's classes in Bondi, and me being direct and how it is, I just spilled it out there and just said to her after her class, hey Luna, what's your thoughts on franchising? Just put it out there and see what she said. I had no idea if she was going to say yes, or I'm a bit too young, or what does it entail? And then what was your response, your initial response when I said to you, Luna, what was your response? Because I didn't know what to expect, by the way.
To be honest, it's actually really weird, because around that time I was having discussions with my parents about franchising. So when Emile came up to me with that question, I was just like, had someone told him? So no, I just feel like when opportunities come by, it's very hard to just say no. So I just said, why not? We'll speak about it.
And in fact, her actual response was, Emile, I've actually been thinking about this. I said, get out of here. I said, and she said, I was thinking about this. I was actually going to approach you. Talk about timing and the universe doing its thing, and everything happened for a reason. It was unbelievable time. I couldn't believe her response that, we're on the same page. Anyways, we had discussions. We spoke a little bit about it more. We had discussions with her parents about franchising. Now, initially, before this, I want to know why. So obviously the thought came to you about franchising before it came to me. What drew you, so you've been coaching, earning an income, what drew you to franchising? What was it about Little Boomers or about the business that drew you about becoming a franchisee?
To be honest, I work Boomers most of the week anyway. I wanted to be my own boss. Also, the business model was very flexible because I'm in uni right now. It's pretty hard to juggle work and uni, but because there's different programs. How many programs are there? 7 or 8?
About like nine programs.
9, 10. So every program runs at a different time of the day. So it's a very flexible model where I can actually adjust my time with working time and it just balances the week out. So yeah.
Awesome. So you said be your own boss. It's a flexible model.
Yeah.
Do you think, because you're doing a lot of work with the other franchisees, you're doing work with me, you're doing work with Mikey, you're doing work with Phil, and you're really getting into it all. Do you think the culture and the environment made you, like seeing Phil as an Eastern Suburbs franchisee, seeing Mikey as the Inner Western owning 2 other areas, seeing them and working with them, did that draw you closer to, wow, I really like this, I want to become like a franchisee?
Yeah, it was really enticing. It was interesting how they were dealing with the business, how they were connecting with families, being able to be first hand, like they're first on the job, first there. It was really enticing. I just wanted to be in the position where I was able to connect with families at a deeper level and impact children's lives a lot more, so yeah. That's
lovely. So you're university now, you're studying to become a high school teacher, Studying to become a high school PE teacher, and now you've started your business on the side now as a Little Boomers franchisee, partnering to own the Parramatta area. Talk us to the camera. The camera's probably thinking, wow, that's a lot. Like, talk us through, and what's your emotions right now? What are you feeling right now? Talk us through the experience, the initial experience of what you're feeling right now.
It's very exciting, to be honest, because uni is uni. Like, you go 3 days, 4 days a week, you're there doing your lectures and tutorials. But when you get back home, like, it's like really exciting that you're gonna own your own business. You're able to do something else. I like to balance out my life. I don't like to just stick to one thing. So I don't want to stay at uni my whole life. I want to do something else. And Boomers is probably the best bet. You're working with kids, impacting their lives, impacting families' lives. I just want to make a difference in those kids,
100%. That was very well said. So do you feel like, okay, so you said that you want to keep a balance, right? So obviously very soon you're going to be a high school teacher, and then you're going to have this on the side to, your own business that you can grow. Do you feel that balance helps you feel better?
Yeah, it's just like, it's good to know that you're doing something else. It's not just a bland, same life 24/7. I like to have a bit of a difference, like different times of the day,
Lovely. Now, last question I want to ask you, Luna. You've obviously got basketball experience, right?
Yeah.
And you're naturally good with kids. Let's say we rewind the last 6 months. Why did you decide to partner with Little Boomers and not start your own business, not start your own coaching business, not start your own tutoring business? Because you've obviously got skills with basketball. Why did you decide to partner with Little Boomers and not venture on your own or start your own?
The business is already there. You've done all the hard work. You've brought the business up, so already the name is there. Everyone knows Little Boomers. It's a pretty known business. Everything's already set. Emile talks you through everything. You didn't have to learn yourself how to run a business. So Emile's very transparent, helps you out. If you have any questions, it's one call away. So yeah. And
I want to talk about that because a lot of people, I think fear paralyzes them, right? Because when you start your own business and you're by yourself and you're on your own, it's almost like you're in a deep blue sea with no one there to help you, and you're trying to grasp for air, you're struggling. And I think a reason why a lot of business owners, they feel lonely because they're by themselves competing against the whole. So you mentioned that phone call and the support. Would you say that was one of the biggest factors coming into the business, is that you're not alone? You're not by yourself in that sea. You've got a community around you to support you. Do you think that was a big factor when you became a partner as a franchisee?
Yeah, it was a very big factor. It's less stress, to be honest. Like, you've got other franchisees, you've got Emile, you've got Mary. You just feel like you're never going to be alone. So if you do have something come up or something's going wrong, they're honestly one call away, one message, and Emile picks it up straight away. So
lovely, that's awesome.
Get all the information of Little Boomers basketball franchises at littleboomers.com.